Hello everybody and welcome back to Ant Holleufer. Amazing intro you just saw, and that is because we are remaking the Messor Barbarus setup. It is finally time for another Messor Barbarus episode. I know a lot of you have been waiting patiently because it's been over 2 months since the last episode. But before we get into the video, make sure to go down and hit that subscribe button and hit that like button and that bell icon while you're at it. Today we are remaking the setup and we are adding a mega outworld from HighTechAnts. And yeah, also you may have noticed that we did have another video coming out the same time as this, and that is behind the scenes, because while I made the new setup, it took quite a while. I think it took around 1 to 2 hours, and I decided to make a raw cut where I talked a lot more in detail with the struggles I had while me remaking the setup. And well, you can go ahead and watch that other video if that's something you want to hear. But yeah, let's start the video. So Holleufer's, this is the setup of the Messor Barbarus, and in its current state we really need to change it out. And we have lost approximately maybe 400 workers, and you know what, I'm not gonna drag it out. I think I'll just have to tell a little bit about what happened. So hello from the past. So many of you have been patiently expecting me to tell why we have lost part of the colony. This little screw right here broke, and as you can see I had to squeeze a lot of workers sadly. But yeah, I don't know, let's say a few ants managed to escape. Just a few. And you know what, they're actually all over the place, even up here. So yeah, Holleufer's, a major breakout due to the nest literally just breaking. I walked in and I saw ants everywhere, and sadly I just saw black and vacuumed them all up. Looking back at it, I would definitely have done some different stuff, but the situation was we had ants on my other ant colonies, and I was afraid that they were attacking the other colonies. I didn't know how long they had been escaping or anything, so I just sadly saw black and vacuum cleaned them all up. Now this happened a few weeks ago, and until now I've just had a temporary close on the broken nest because it was broken. So I now have to disconnect everything because I need to get this nest out and clean it out and fix it. Now I simply just started with literally disconnecting all of the different nests because, well, we had this new outworld coming and I need to make a new setup, and I needed to clean out this old broken nest. So now this is the bit I'm afraid to do, because if I just slide this away, do we just have a full colony in here? Yeah, we do. Oh my god. The entire colony is just hiding in here. So we can now see all of the workers are retrieving, and now I'm gonna look in here to see what we have. Oh my god, it's just one solid block. Oh my god, okay, let's just put this back, because I think that may make it all worse if the colony knows that, yeah, they are exposed. So let's just focus on this part right here, and let's try to remove it. And well, remove it I did. Now, I can already say now that while this video came out, like I said in the intro, we had another video coming out, and that is the behind the scenes. Now that is because most of the time I'm doing this, I'm actually talking, and as you can see in the background, I'm now starting to clean out this old nest that is broken. And well, if you want me to tell everything I said, like this comment right here, it's such a hard time for me to sit here mentally and prepare for this, because you just can't prepare for ants everywhere. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it. Well, then you will have to watch the other video, and you can just speed back and forward depending on what you want to see. But yeah, the nest here was broken and I couldn't fix it because, well, I had to squeeze a lot of workers, meaning I had to get the glass off to clean out the squeezed workers so they wouldn't start to rot, and well, therefore I had to remove all the workers inside. And well, before I could remove all the workers, I had to completely disconnect everything. Now with everything disconnected, I had to of course get all the escapees into the old outworld, because currently I was still just trying to get a feel of the new setup and how it was going to look. But within not too long I could start to remove the hot glue, and now the workers could be able to escape if they knew how to get under the glass. So guys, I have now disconnected everything. As you can see, the workers are escaping everywhere, and I'm about to take this glass off. Now the reason I've done all of this is because I have to get this corner out, because there's so many old dead workers from when I had to force it back on. Now, we're gonna have workers everywhere. And I'm gonna need a... Oh my god. Oh my god. Let's put it like this for now. So yeah, I had to change out this old nest because of the disaster where something broke and I had to temporarily fix it. And well, yeah, now we have quite a lot of ants everywhere in the new outworld. Problem is I now have to get this glass out and this nest out, and then I have to clean it, and I'm not quite sure how we'll do it. And well, there's not really any way to do it except to just go in and do it. So I just mentally prepared to take this glass and just smack it on the back to get all of the workers away. Now I tried to push a little bit of the workers away, but you know, I just decided to just take it up and smack it on the back. And well, that worked a lot better than expected, as my reaction also tells. Wow, was that literally so easy? Wow, okay. So, again, mentally preparing to take out the nest. Again, my idea was to just take it and smack it on the back, but I knew that we would have workers all over the place. But you know, there's not really much to do. I had to get this out, I had to clean it. So I took the nest. Yeah, see, that's not a smart idea. Okay, I need a secondary container where I can drop the nest in afterwards. Let's try again. Just say tap 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 tap, and over in the secondary container. So yeah, basically I just got all these escapes on my hand to put down in the outworld, and then I could take the nest once again, tap on the nest, and we would have ants everywhere. Could put it back in the container and get the escapes away. And slowly I got the entire nest empty and it was ready to be cleaned. Now with the old nest out of the place, it was now time to start constructing the new setup. Now I had a pretty good idea of what I wanted to make, but of course I had to cut a bit of tubing, and to be honest, it's probably better if you want to hear the whole story, watch the long version, because this is just a sped up version. But I wanted the two outworld connections to go together, and from there make a long tube that would go down beneath, and beneath I would have all the nests. Also, I was planning on adding a fifth nest, so we would have 5 nests in total, although I did lose a few workers doing the big escapee. Most of them were miners, and to be honest, I can't really see that I've lost any workers today. Now, due to Messor being really bad at climbing, I had to make this very slow staircase, getting the ants to go really slow down. So this is a 3-meter tube to just go down 1 meter. But I was really happy with the end result. And well, then it was time to connect up the new nest with the old nest with, yeah, just all of the nests. And well, it took some time because I really want to plan it out, because once I've done it, it will be really hard to change it with workers inside. But yet again, every time I had to do anything with the nest where there was workers inside, I would just get ants all over the place. So it was really just trying to get the escapees and just take the time I needed and do it slowly and do it properly. Like you can see in the background, escapees all over the place. But yeah, that's just how it is with remaking a big setup. But after around 2 hours of work in total, the setup was pretty close to being finished. And with a setup that was almost finished, it was now time to let the workers come in once again. Now, of course, before I made the setup, I had tested that I had some tubes that could connect directly to each other. And well, due to me measuring it all out, it was really easy to just connect the new tube with the old tube that was connected to the outworld. Except, of course, we had a lot of escapees. So just skipped a little bit of what I have been doing, but I've put the outworld up here, the old outworld. And if we just go down here, I have made a little connector so the ants can go down there and they can't get out, or they can't climb up the tube again, but they can fall down. Only time will tell if it works, but I am really tired, so I'm heading into bed because I have to work and get up at 4:30 a.m. Currently we still have pretty much escapees all over the place. But yeah, I fixed this setup a little bit and I think it's looking really good. Really happy with how it all looks. So yeah, Holleuffers, we now have a brand new Messor Barbarus setup. I am really happy with how everything looks. We have 5 nests, a mega outworld. We have the mega outworld on the top, where there's pretty much ants all over the place all day long. And then we have 2 outworld exits that leads down to 1 tube. And well, this is the 3-meter long tube that slowly goes from one level down to the other level. And at the end, coming back to the nest. Now, due to the 5th nest being a little bit of a different nest type, it doesn't look as cool. But yeah, this is the new Messor Barbarus setup, and I'm just really happy for how it looks. But I think we should feed the colony a little bit and take a look at the nest a bit later. Now, as you can see, we have quite a lot of activity in the outworld, and speeding it up a little, you can just see, yeah, we have workers sleeping. We have a garbage area on the left. We also have a little bit of another garbage area in the middle on to the left. And well, then we have the water tower to the right. Currently, I really want to get some mega test tubes to get some big liquid feeders. Now, IKEA sold these a few years back, but sadly they don't sell them anymore, at least not when I looked at IKEA. So I have to figure out how to make a big water reservoir, because the current water status is just drying out too quickly and it's not too easy to get in and out. But well, I thought we should feed the Messor Barbarus some seeds, because well, they are harvester ants and they do love their seeds. And not to just only give them seeds, I also decided that I would give my new jelly pot from HighTechAnts to them and see how they liked that. Now, I have fed them jelly before, and it takes them around, I don't know, about a week to empty this whole pot out, so I was pretty happy to just put it in, because I know within not too long they will have emptied it all. And I just find it really cool that you can just see the minor workers going in, grabbing these seeds, the major workers going in, grabbing these seeds, and just see how the workers are struggling and trying to take the seeds back into the nest. Now, these seeds are really small compared to the workers, but still, small seeds are still really hard to get. But speeding everything up a little bit, you can just see how much action we have, so that much traffic we have. And then you can just see all these small workers trying to get these seeds over to the tunnel and down into the nest. And as I'm watching this, I just find it so hilarious looking at all of this. But yeah, only about 15 minutes in, we can also see that there's quite a lot of action on the jelly pot. And well, the Messor Barbarus did not disappoint. They're also in love with the jelly, which is just perfect for me, because well, it's quite hard for me to find a big sugar source, because whenever I feed them sunburst or anything, they just empty the liquid feeder so quickly. But a big jelly pot like this is perfect for them. And well, now where the workers have lined up to eat, we might as well get a little macro look of it. As you can see, there's quite a lot of traffic on the jelly pot, which is just perfect, because to be honest, you never really know if a colony likes it or not. But this colony is so big that they just kind of eats everything, and that is just perfect for me, because I can just feed them and well, they will go mad. Now, also looking at the seeds, you can just see how big these seeds are compared to the minor workers, but they do everything to take the seeds and carry them home. I must say, I am wondering a little bit why we don't have majors over here. The majors are on the jelly pot, but there's not that many majors on the seed pile, which I found quite weird, as I think it would be a lot easier for the majors to grab a seed, like one of the majors are doing in this clip right here. But even though we have 2 outworld exits and entries, we can see that this outworld entry right here is really busy. And that is why I wanted to. HighTechAnts asked why I wanted to, and I just said, you know, I think it's better to have the 2, because then the ants have the option to choose to make a one way and another way. Now, they haven't done this so far, but as you can see in the tube, there is really quite a lot of action going in and out. And just in general, these tubes are just filled up with ants, and that is just amazing. Now, a little bit of a concern I immediately got after I posted stories about this setup on my Instagram was that the ants may start to nest in the tube. Now, so far, they haven't started to nest yet. I have seen 1 or 2 pupae in here, but that's not too bad. Although this is a brilliant place for the ants to sleep. Now, as some of you know, ants take these small power naps all day long. They have these 2 to 5 minute long power naps, and then they go out once again. And just going into the outworld once again, you can see this is the current state of the liquid feeder. And I'm really not happy with how it looks. If I'm not quick enough, the ants will just dig slowly into the cotton and slowly they will just get drowned. Because, well, Messor Barbarus apparently want to drown a lot. And I have had incidents in the past where I wasn't quick enough to change the cotton and I had like 10 workers drown inside the liquid feeder overnight. So therefore I really want a big test tube because I don't feel like this is a good solution. But going from the outworld and down the tube and into the nest, I think we should finally take a look at the colony inside. So inside one of the 5 nests, we do have quite a lot of action. Now every time I record these girls, they are so quick to just evacuate out of the nests. And that is also why I prefer to record 1 nest at the time, because I don't want to stress the colony too much. But as you can see, this is one of the heated nests and we just have so much brood in here. It has been a little bit hard to follow the brood because with the whole setup change, I hadn't heated part of the nest and I heated some other parts and the workers were quite confused. But with the new setup they have really quickly settled down and used the hottest place in the nest to put all their pupae. As some of you know, pupae needs to be stored in a hot and dry environment, so this is perfect for the colony. And of course, while I'm recording them, they all start to evacuate the brood, and that's also why I really don't like recording this colony, because they are so shy whenever I shine on them with my bright light. But something we have talked about in the last episode is this colony is really quite loud. Now I'm going to show a little bit of an audio clip where I just record the nest so you guys can hear how it sounds. So what you can hear now is purely the Messor Barbarus colony and some background noise, but purely just the Messor Barbarus. You can just hear them tickling around in the nest. And every time I enter the room, I can just hear they go crazy in there, because it's such a big colony that it only takes 1 worker to go crazy and the whole colony just go crazy. So whenever I enter the room, I can just hear it says inside the Messor Barbarus nest. But to be honest, Holleufer's, I really love this colony, but I don't really know what I want to show, because I feel like I can't really show the colony, because whenever I record inside the nest, they just evacuate the entire nest. This is the first nest I looked at, and after around 2 or 3 minutes, it is almost empty and we just have workers full on transporting brood away. And I don't want to cause unnecessary stress on the colony. That's also why I would like to record more in the outworld than in the nest. That's also why I want some ideas for what you guys want to see. Now this is the second nest I opened, and as you can see, it is quite full at the moment. But it only took around 2 minutes for this nest to completely empty. And you can just see all the workers are just currently leaving the nest. At least all the workers that are awake. Most of the workers you see that are standing still are in these small power naps. Or maybe they're just a little bit confused. I don't know. But on the left side you can see we have one of these seed chambers. And to be honest, in the old setup it worked really well with the seed chambers. I just gave them around 1 handful of seeds every week, and that was what they needed. They took all the seeds from the outworld and down into the nest. It took them a few days, but then I just refilled it, and then it took a few days for them to then take the new seeds down into the nest. And that's kind of the amount I think I need to give them, around 1 handful per week. Because I think when they have left the seeds in the outworld, I think they have too many seeds and not enough room. But it will be interesting to follow now where they have a new nest and they lost a few workers. But as you can see in the nest entrance, I find it really cool that you can just see all of this traffic beneath a pile of ants. And that is because in the front, we just have 15 workers just standing on the glass and just sleeping. And I thought that was quite funny because there's just this highway beneath them, but they're just standing up here and sleeping. But looking at the same entry as before, there's almost no action anymore because they've just emptied out most of the nest. We have a few newborn workers walking back and forth, quite confused. This is the workers that are not fully black, a bit orange, and that's because the exoskeleton hasn't hardened yet. To be honest, Holleufers, I am really happy with this entire setup, but I just don't quite know what I want to document and what I want to record. So I would love to hear some video suggestions down below, whether I should try different feeding things. I don't know, I want to make some more videos on these girls, but I don't quite know what I want to do because I don't just want to show the inside of the nest, because first of all the colony just evacuates and it's not really a fun video. But I also feel like in the outworld is where you can really interact with the colony. So please let me know what you want to see down below. And yeah, Holleufers, that has been it for this video. I'm really happy with the new setup. It's been a bit sad that we lost some workers, but you know, that things happen sometimes. But yeah, how do you like the new setup? Personally, I think it's beautiful. Although it's gonna be a bit hard to add a new nest to the module, maybe we'll just have to figure that out in the future. But for now, I'll just say, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see all of you in another video.